There is a moment that has happened to you more times than you have counted, even if you have never spoken about it openly. A younger woman glances in your direction. Nothing dramatic, nothing prolonged, just a quiet, brief look. And then she smiles. Something stirs inside you, and almost before you can register it, you talk yourself out of it. You decide she is simply being friendly, that it carries no real weight, that this is just how she is with everyone, and just like that, the moment dissolves. Most men who let those moments pass do so for one underlying reason. They have stopped trusting their own perception. And that loss of trust did not happen overnight. It accumulated slowly, quietly, layer by layer. Across many years, a steady stream of subtle messages shape the way you see yourself. Attraction belongs to the young. Interest fades as you get older. If someone younger notices you, it must be coincidence, something trivial, something without real meaning. Over time, those messages became a filter, and you began dismissing signals before they even had a chance to reach you fully. But there is something that rarely gets said plainly enough. That smile was not a coincidence. It was not careless. It did not need to be dramatic to carry weight. Those who study human behavior closely understand something that most people overlook. People rarely telegraph what they feel in obvious ways. They reveal it quietly, in small gestures, in brief expressions, and then they wait to see who is paying attention. The men who miss these signals are not lacking in value. They simply never had the complete picture laid out in front of them. So let us slow everything down and examine this carefully. When a younger woman smiles at you, the instinct many men have is to shrink the meaning of it. There is an assumption buried in that reaction, a belief that attraction must be actively earned, that it requires performance, display, some kind of visible effort. That is the playbook of younger men who are still trying to prove their worth. What older men rarely recognize is that the very thing they have stopped doing is the thing now drawing attention toward them. You are no longer in the business of proving yourself. You are not scanning faces to gauge how you are being received. You are not constantly reshaping yourself to match what you think others expect. You are simply there fully without agenda. And that is where something genuinely powerful takes root. Real confidence does not announce itself. It does not need to. People feel it before they understand it. The way you hold yourself, the steadiness in how you move, the absence of urgency in everything you do, all of that communicates something before a single word leaves your mouth. So when a smile comes your way in an unremarkable place, a hallway, a coffee shop, an ordinary afternoon, it often happens beneath the level of conscious thought. Her mind did not orchestrate it. Her nervous system responded first, reading something and reacting before her reasoning had time to catch up. The smile was not a decision. It simply happened. And that is the part most explanations never quite reach. People say confidence is attractive and then they stop there, as if that answers everything. But that explanation sits on the surface. What she is actually responding to runs deeper. It is the presence of calm authority, a settled kind of inner strength. Men who have stopped chasing external validation carry a different quality of energy. It is not heavy or intense. It is grounded. It communicates that nothing here needs to be proven. And in a world that feels increasingly loud and restless, that quality cuts through everything else like a clear signal. Younger men are still in the middle of constructing themselves. They move quickly, they react sharply, and they track how others are responding to them almost constantly. That is not a flaw, it is simply where they are, but you are no longer in that place. That gap creates contrast, and contrast is precisely what gets noticed. Her smile is a response to something she may not even be able to name yet. It is real even when it is quiet. But the smile carries more than one meaning. Beneath whatever attraction might be present, there is another layer entirely. It is about ease. Not the kind of safety that needs to be explained or performed, but a soft emotional steadiness that people sense without thinking. You are not angling for control over the interaction. You are not pushing anything forward. You are not trying to win the moment. That makes you feel stable to be around, and stability is something people are drawn toward instinctively. Comfort follows, and in that brief window of shared space, she does not feel assessed or pressured. There is no performance required. She can just exist, and that experience is far less common than it should be. The smile is her quiet acknowledgement of that feeling. Here is where the misreading often happens. Many men conclude that a smile is either clear romantic interest or just reflexive politeness, but frequently it is neither of those things exactly. It is closer to a wordless question, a curiosity about who you actually are underneath the stillness. Are you as composed as you appear to be? That question lives beneath the surface of the moment. If you flinch, look away too quickly, or react with obvious discomfort, the moment does not end because you did something wrong. It ends simply because it was never allowed room to breathe. Men who are always chasing respond immediately, urgently. Men who have learned to notice simply let the moment exist without reaching for it. And underneath everything else, the smile is often about recognition. Not your age, not how you look, not what you have accumulated. It is something internal that she is picking up on, a sense that you have arrived somewhere within yourself. You are no longer searching for who you are. That question has already been settled. You have chosen yourself, and that choice radiates outward as a presence that does not need words. What makes this quietly remarkable is that many men at this stage of life do not even realize this shift has taken place inside them. You still carry the old memory of when attention had to be earned, when being noticed required effort and strategy. So when it arrives without any of that effort, you do not accept it, you question it. But that doubt is not modesty. It is an old story about yourself that no longer reflects the person you have actually become. If this landed somewhere true for you, pass it on to someone who needs to hear it.